Okay, so hey everyone, hope you are all doing fine. A very warm, divine, and sublime good evening to one and all present here. This is Harsh, and you are watching Harsh CSBS, and we are going to discuss about Unit 5 of usability and software application. This is the code is CB701, and we are doing for computer science and business system, you can say, branch. So the unit 5 we are going to study in this lecture. We have already completed unit 1, 2, 3, 4 previously. If you have not watched the video, just go and watch all these 4 units. It's very short, I think about 12 to 10 to 10 to 12 minutes each, or 15 minutes each, and move to, let's start unit 5 completely. And okay, so let's start. The first you need to study user scenario and persona. So we have studied this in previous unit also, so it's not much to discuss today. It's kind of a theoretical lecture. So understand what is design thinking. So design thinking is a non-linear, iterative, human-centered approach to problem solving. So non-linear means it should not be in a particular path that you need to follow. Like after A there must be only B, there should not be C. It's not there. After A there might be C also, there after C there might be B also. It's not a linear path, it's an iterative path. Like if you have gone to B, you can go to A also, if you, according to the feedback of the user. A human centered approach, that is, with all these operations should be done after, based on the user feedback. That is the user actually using the application. Based on that only you do each and every changes according to the user only. So design thinking approach is non-linear, iterative, and human-centered approach to problem solving. It's not just a process where it's like a mindset. It's like a mindset that seeks to understand the user, that challenge the assumptions, that create an innovative solution. Its primary goal is to develop a solution that is desirable for the user, viable for the business, and feasible for the technology. We have discussed about 3 sweet spot thing, that there must be a sweet spot for all this. If you have not watched my design thinking lecture, I have made a particular series on design thinking. If you have not watched that, go and watch. It's also a short series. You can watch design thinking, so you can answer all these problems according to design thinking there only. So this is a diagram of design thinking: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, so now it's clear. So we are discussing about the design thinking process. First the empathize, then it's define, then it's define, ideate, prototype, and test. The design thinking process and the process that we have discussed, the project design life cycle, these are two completely different things. So don't need to mix up or mug up these things. These are the completely different things. Okay, so the first thing that we need to study is what is discovery. Discovery is just like an empathize phase. In this, this is the first phase, obviously first phase. For it focuses on divergent thinking, like going broad. The goal is to gain a deep empathic and understand the user's problem and context, also the environment. So this phase is all about research and problem finding, not directly jumping to the solution, rather than finding a particular problem, like going deep and focus on the problem solution, the problems only. Okay, so what activities you can use? You can use conduct user interviews, contextual inquiries, observation. All these things we have discussed previously. You can refer all the things. Second thing is brainstorming, but the first is discovery. After discovery, discovery phase, there comes a design phase, where you need to think. You have gathered all the solution, think about the problem statement, and after the design state, that comes the state of define. In the define state only, this brainstorming occurs, or the ideate phase is also known as define state. This is a define state. Okay, so what is brainstorming and ideation phase? Let's study that. So in this brainstorming is a phase occurs after the team has defined a clear problem from the defined state. From the defined state, the clear problem has been defined. Now we'll move to the brainstorming to how to solve that problem. So you can use certain principles, defer judgment, that no idea is bad at a stage, criticism are allowed. If you make a solution, if you have made a solution and someone you allow someone to criticize it or to like give their negative points, so that you can work on that negative points and make and solve that negative points into positive points or into a feature. Go on quantity, like goal is to generate as many ideas as possible. Encourage wild ideas also. Unconventional ideas are welcome, they are spark creative practical solutions. Build with other ideas, also refer, like use a collaborative mindset collaborative process. So what techniques you can use? You can use a brainstorming techniques like brain writing, crazy 8, like in crazy 8 sketching 8 ideas in 8 minutes. Post it note sessions, you can upload it on social media platforms if you want, if you have the patent, everything. The third thing is persona and scenarios, the bridge. So we have discussed these persona and scenarios in unit 4 obviously, and we have discussed in detail, so I am not explaining everything in it, just all the things that we have discussed. You can read this paragraph only and you will get what is persona, how persona are used in scenarios, how scenario is used, how scenario is used in pitches to pitch an idea, etc. The fourth is development and prototyping. We have also discussed this, okay, how development and prototyping has been used. In this section covers a process of like turning abstract idea into a tangible testable product. First is conceptual development or concept development. Concept is, this is a step between a raw brainstorming idea and a detailed task flow. Concept development involves fleshing out a promising idea to understand its value and core components, basically a composition. Explanation, you can say a simple idea like a college reminder app, it's not a concept. A concept would be an RGPV exam bot that scans the user's syllabus, automatically extracts exam dates and topics and sends smart reminders 2 weeks before or 1 week before or 1 day before each exams and links to relevant notes. You can make a exam bot, RGPV exam bot, or any exam bot. You can say CSBS exam bot, anything. So this is basically a concept development. You have developed a concept, how it will work, how like tools you can use. A storyboard, it's an excellent tool to like concept development. It's like a comic strip like sequence of drawings visualizing a persona experience. You can work on like that. You have not touched the coding yet, but you have just made a thing how it's like a story. Then is task flow detailing of the project. So now in task flow, it's a highly detailed step-by-step diagram that maps an exact path that user takes, complete one specific task within a product. It's basically in a more detailed way, like screen should show a login page, forget password, link, email, submit, or everything. You can see the diagram also. You can see this is a diagram. Task flow looks like this. You have a login state, enter email, enter check the mail, enter it's valid or not. It's like a type of a detailed like task type of flow. And the third stage is prototyping technique. So there are 3 techniques. One more technique was there, I think. So yeah, prototyping tools you can use. So the first was the concept development, where you just have the idea, brainstorming raw idea. Okay. The second is the detailed task flow, where you have a concept, have a more detailed workflow like this detailed workflow. Then we have a prototyping techniques, like prototype is a simulation of a product used for testing. Basically you have made a prototype. Here comes the fidelity spectrum that we have used. Low fidelity means paper prototype, electronic prototype using mid or high fidelity. Mid fidelity is like you can say Figma, which was colorless. High fidelity means everything is working, but the backend is not working. High fidelity. Pros and cons, highly realistic, and cons is time consuming to create. It's for high fidelity only, the pros and cons. So you can refer this. We have already discussed, so I don't need to like again discuss all of the things. So next is prototyping tools. These software applications used for literal prototyping. So we have like used like balance worms, Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD. These are the things for wire up and mockups creation. So with this we have completed overall unit 5, and you can see some useful diagrams like user interfaces. It's like an iceberg. User interface is only this part visible to the surface. User experience is only this part. This part is visible to the user, but for this part to be created, these are the research parts that should be like done by the company or by the software like developers. Interaction diagram, architecture, experience, strategy, usability engineering. These are the things, in-depth, invisible depth things that the user can't see, and these are the things that the user only sees. Also there is a hierarchy needs. So the first is functionality is the main thing, then reliability, usability, proficiency, and creative meaningfulness. So this is the hierarchy user needs. So you can understand, you can use this diagram in your exams also if you want. This is a hierarchy of what user needs, or you can implement any of these diagrams, or if you don't remember the diagrams, you just remember the concept. Hope you have all enjoyed this series. Have you all like, hope it should work for you, it should like give you an edge in the examination, and you will like pass the examination with flying colors. And thank you for your time, thank you for watching everyone. Have a nice day. Bye bye.